Peace, family. It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and today we are back with another episode of Guruji Chastity. And today I want to talk about living on my own for the first time. Yeah, I play too much. But look, the reason why I wanted to share this is because, again, I'm really trying to get into the flow of letting y'all into my life. You know, I do really well teaching. That's my strong suit. I'm good at it. I'm good at the intellect. I'm good at the communication, and I'm good at the translation. You feel me? But I was like, look, let me give people an inside look into what it's like to maintain all of this. Okay? So, if you didn't know, I am born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. But if we want to get real specific, Madison, Tennessee, Neely's Bend, you know what I'm saying, Rollins Market, what we got? Sioux Terrace, you know? San Juan Park, Hunter's Lane. Hey, I play too much now. Okay, look. No, facts. That's where I'm from. And then April of 2021, I decided to move to Fort Myers, Florida. Now, for the past 2 years, I've actually, 2.5, 3 years, I've been trying to move. At first, I was going to move to Mexico, but the person I was dating at the time wanted to stay. I ended up staying and then bit the bullet on that shit. Then I was planning, you know, a new trip, and this time I had a couple places I had the things planned, and then the panoramic hit. And so by the time 2021 came, I was like, look, I ain't dating nobody. I got the money. It's just me. We gotta run. Let's get out of here. And I left, and it is the best decision I have made. Cause look, let me tell you, shit. This is my first time living on my own, like I was saying, and I'm 29, so I have lived outside of my parents' home for quite some time. Like, I went to college, I went to Austin Peay, and I stayed up there for 2 years. That's not super far from Nashville, but it's a decent time away. And then I came back home for a little bit, and then I moved out and was dating my partner for like 4 or 5 years at the time. We had our own place, and I continued to be out. I had another partner at the time, and we lived together. So yeah, I mean, I've lived on my own for a minute, but I've always had it in relationships or in unions with other people, and I've also had roommates, but I've never just lived on my own by myself. And so this time, what makes it like super juicy is that I've never lived in a space by myself. Oh, in college counted, but I had roommates in college. But okay, again, I've never lived on my own by myself, and this is the first time I've ever lived somewhere else other than Nashville, Tennessee. So I moved out on my own, and then I moved to a totally different state, and I don't know anybody here. So yeah, it's just like, what up? Let's go, they're running. But I learned in making this decision and taking this leap of faith, I was like, well, what I can do in one place, I can do somewhere else. So if I can manage to live on my own back at home in Nashville, why can't I do this in another state? It's not that much more daunting or difficult just because I want to go to another state. It's the same fucking thing. Like I didn't get it, so that really, you know, didn't scare me or deter me at all. I was like, let's run it. And in fact, what happened was I was trying to have a personal dojo. I wanted to live and work in the same spot. And so I had found a spot out in Gallatin, Tennessee, where I could do just that. This space was amazing. It was beautiful. The lady ended up deciding to turn it into a restaurant. And I was like, well, if I stay in Nashville, I'm pretty much settling just because I'm from here, born and raised, and I know what to do. And I was like, but I'm going to be miserable. I'm not going to be happy. And I was like, I know that my life will greatly improve if my environment was different. The weather, I needed to be somewhere there was sun and water. I needed warmth, I needed trees, I needed nature, and I knew that would change my life. Just straight up. I just knew that, and from that inclination alone, I received the invitation to follow through with that, because as a projector, my strategy is to wait for an invitation with anything in life so that I won't be bitter. And I was literally expressing to somebody who lived in Florida just, you know, why I wanted to move, the type of place I would want to move to, and all of this stuff. And they was like, why don't you move to Florida? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, let's bust a move. I made that decision one night. The next day, no cap, the next day I get up and I see my homeboy Brandon Summers, and he kept posting pictures at the beach. And I was like, this man, I know Brandon be traveling and stuff, but this man is always at the beach. And I go to his Facebook page, lo and behold, he live in Fort Myers, Florida. So I messaged him and was like, you live in Florida? He was like, yeah, I've been here since August. I was like, wait, what? And so I just started asking him about the cost of living, what it's like in his area. And I was like, I'm going to Fort Myers, Florida, let's run it. I use the same rental company as Brandon. I live a mile away from homeboy. Let's run it. And so it's been an exciting journey ever since.
Peace, family. It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and today I want to talk about oracle card readings. Boom, let's just jump right into it. The reason I am currently offering oracle card readings is because I am meant to lead, guide, and direct energy here in this physical dimension as a projector, right? Number two, right, I'm gonna just give you a few of them, you know what I'm saying? Number two, I am good at communicating, right? I'm phenomenal at communicating. And last but not least, I have a very unique perspective which allows me to be extremely relatable. That's big facts, no cap, no cap. Okay, so the reason that I chose oracle cards instead of tarot cards is because oracle cards highlight my strong suit. I am really good, like I said, at communication and intellect, right? A lot of masculine tendencies or a lot of masculine qualities. And I'm a great starter, but not always the best finisher, right? And oracle cards allow me to be the steering wheel in other people's reality instead of the engine like tarot cards. All right, so let's get into how the process works. So, I mean, it's not really that difficult. It's very easy. I tried to do that on purpose, just for you. Okay, first thing you want to do is read each session type description. That way you're aware of what particular type of reading you actually need. Then you want to go ahead and click on the button and schedule your reading that corresponds with the time. So if you want a 5-minute, a 10-minute, or a 20-minute reading, make sure the button that you click to schedule that reflects the time that you actually want to have for the duration of your reading, right? And then next, once you click to schedule your reading at the appropriate duration, then you're gonna have the opportunity to pick the time and day that works best for you, right? I'm saying simple, real simple. We're moving and grooving, right? And so once your schedule request is accepted, then you're going to receive a follow-up email that will allow you to complete your payment for your reading, right? And then last but not least, upon receiving your payment, you're going to receive a text message that is going to confirm, right? Confirm the entire shebang, right? It's gonna confirm everything about your reading, and then all you gotta do is sit back, relax, and be pretty. Just wait for your date and time, and then we in there like swim wild. You feel me? And last but not least, family, after everything is all said and done, after your session, if you wish to receive more customized one-to-one support from me, you can enjoy a complimentary discovery call where we get clear on what you're looking to create and which path to healing is best for you out of the 4 paths to healing that I currently offer, right? Until next time, I love you, family. See you next time.
So, I always like to express, it's not that I came to Florida and all of a sudden my life was just changed and for the better, and it's like, fuck Nashville. It is still like, fuck Nashville. But yeah, and still, I love being from home, but I'm so glad that I moved. But this is the example that I've been able to use to describe the experience. We all live in a fishbowl. When I was back at home in Nashville, it was like no matter how much I changed the water, I cleaned the tank, my bowl was still dirty. And
the lessons, the opportunities, the challenges that I was trying to either overcome or to push through or to see or have illuminated, I couldn't, because I could not clean this damn fishbowl. But when I moved to Florida, it was like I got an entirely new fishbowl. I could see those challenges, those opportunities, those obstacles, right? And they've been like flooding in. Yes, sometimes it'd be a little dramatic over here, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, take me down. Like, I've seen some things, been a part of some things where it's been like, oh, wait a minute. And it's not because of that stereotype of, oh, it's wild and people crazy in Florida. It ain't been the people, it's been my ass. It's been me, right? I've been drawing the irrational circumstances or situations to myself so I can grow and learn that I didn't have access to back at home, because I was in the same clogged, cloudy ass fishbowl. But now I moved out here, again, there have been a couple of patches where the shit was rough, and I was calling Coach B crying all the damn time, like, what is happening, what is going on? But the level of this right here, this right here, this right here, that was not hitting in Nashville like it is up here, right? And so I've really just been able to tap into myself, really get clear on what I'm trying to do out here in life. And the water and the clouds out here, boy, what? I come outside, I know these people be looking at me like I'm crazy, especially in the neighborhood where I live. I walk and talk to myself, I read, I stop and talk to the animals, to the birds, all of that, because it was not like this at home. Nashville is beautiful because of the hiking and the different stuff, but ain't nothing on this sun and these clouds. I step outside and I see a rainbow, and now I'm talking to the rainbow, looking up at the sky. It's just like, oh my God. And of course, the people that live here, they just be like, oh, it's regular. And I'll be like, y'all don't see this? You don't see this cloud? Look at it, please. Come here, come here. Oh, I just come outside and it be dragonflies. I come outside and I see my neighbor and I be like, look. And they be like, I see it, Chastity. When I be so hyped on it, man. You know what I'm saying? So moving to Florida was definitely worth the risk. It was definitely worth the risk, to be honest. And let me tell you, for anybody out there who's watching me, who's seeing my journey and seeing how I move, none of this is happening overnight, but it's not as difficult as you may think it to be. No cap. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. All I had was like three. I had 3 saved, and I was still earning because I was launching my program while I was moving. But that's all it took to make this leap. That's all it took was three days. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So never feel like you gotta have all the money of the world, or you gotta have all the answers in the world to take that leap of faith, whether you want to move, or you want to take a new job opportunity, or you want to quit your job and start your business, or whatever the case may be. When it comes to taking that leap of faith, if you feel it and you know that it's right for you, 9 times out of 10, it wouldn't even show up in your psyche if there wasn't something to it, right? Because only you know what it takes to maintain, create, and manage your reality. You feel what I'm saying? And boom, let me share one positive experience and one negative experience. But I'm gonna try to make these as real as possible. What is the most positive thing that has happened to me out here in Florida? I would say getting my bike. Back at home in Nashville, I always would say and really dreamed of, like, I wish I lived somewhere in Nashville where I could just ride my bike around all the time. I just wanted to ride a bike so bad, but the way the city is set up, that was just never possible. I always had to have a car and stuff like that. And so one day I was with Brandon that day and was just, you know, asking him about certain things, because Brandon moved out here and he doesn't know anybody. So I'm like, yo, how do you build community? And I'm just asking him all these things, and I mentioned, you know, like, yo, I want a bike, and I think I want to get a bike, but I really wanted a Pedego bike, which is an electric bike. But I felt like I was holding myself hostage to a certain type of bike when it was like, yo, just get a bike. So I was talking to Brandon about this. That same day, a homie
who'll have me like do, what is it, like she'll help, well, she'll want me to what's the damn word, proofread. I couldn't get it out. She would want me to proofread different stories and different things she would write. And so I was literally walking out the crib one day and she rolled by and was like, yo, can you proofread this short story for me? Proofread the short story. Went with her and she was already going to Walmart. And so I was like, yo, leave me at this Walmart. I'm finna buy a bike and I'm gonna ride this bike home. Go on about your business. Boy, when I tell you, I ain't never been more happier riding that bike. My goof ass would ride down that street like this. I got a bike. I was so hyped on that bike. Like, it was really the most humble experience. And then you see everybody else out here ride bikes and you be like, I'm out here with the bike riders. Yo, like, I remember being so hyped about that shit, though. I was so hyped about it. Man, so getting my bike was a very fun experience. Her ass took me to the Walmart that was across the bridge, y'all. So I'm trying to pedal across this big bridge and I see the ocean, the cars. It was just a really cool experience. It was really, really cool. And then one negative experience. Dang. I really want to share a negative experience with y'all, but it involves someone else and I just want this person's spirit to rest. But it was some wild shit. I ain't even gonna cap. So I'll save that maybe for another story when I feel more compelled to share that. But I will say I was on my bike again when this happened. Fell off when I fell off my bike. That was actually hurt. It was painful. It physically hurt. Still got that big ass scar and it's still like the peg pedal marks on the back of my leg. So it physically hurt, but it was also traumatizing. Like, I was pretty nervous to get on my bike after that. But I had just finished giving like a offering and I had the food in the bag and I didn't want the juice and the shit from the bag to touch me. So I got the bag balled up in my left hand and I felt a bug on my left thigh. But mind you, I'm pedaling in the middle of the street. So I'm trying to get the bug. So I take my right hand to scratch my left thigh with this damn bag in my left hand on the pedal, and it just wasn't, you can see how crazy it sounds. So by the time I reached, I done scratched the bike pedal, turned, and I boom, 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 got caught up. Next thing I know, I am literally sliding across the middle of the street, and I look up, and I'm looking at the yellow line, and it was that wounded inner child in me that tried to hurry up and get up, not tried to be embarrassed. Like, I literally got up and started biking again because I didn't want to be embarrassed. I didn't want nobody to see me. I didn't want to seem weak. But I needed a breath. I was panicking. Like, that shit hurt. My inner child was shook the fuck up. Like, if a kid hurt himself and it gets shocked and it just starts screaming, I wanted to do that, but it was like, like a kid, you ain't dead. And so, when you start crying with a kid, even though the kid could calm itself down, as soon as you start crying or freaking out, now the kid freaking out. And so I was having that kind of situation, and then I got to where I was honestly just going up the street to the dollar store to grab me a jug of water and come back home. And I had that whole situation, and that shit, my arm did not stop burning for like 3 days. Like, it literally stung and burned. And for me, bodily pain is just, count me out. I'm a no-go. I'm not here for it. So that shit really hindered my life and my experiences while I was going through it. And I was just not here for it. But hey, it's lovely. Living on my own for the first time, moving to Florida, has been the best decision I've made besides all of the other amazing choices that I've made in my life that have led me to this exact moment. You know what I'm saying? So look, I want to share some show notes with you. This episode show notes is hot. It is the Pocket Guide to Optimal Health. The reason why I wanted to share these show notes on this particular episode, because my first ebook, has all of the tips and tricks that I literally use to lose 100 pounds. So losing that weight was like the first step on my journey, because it really allowed me to think differently and feel into my body and get in a suit that I could operate, that I could manage. And so that's why I'm sharing it today, because I'm talking about stepping out on faith, taking a big risk. But there is something to be said that you have to work up to that point. You have to heal to a certain level before you can take those certain risks. And so I wanted to share this free ebook. And not only does it come with the ebook, but there's a full 1-hour course where I take you step by step on how to implement all of the tools that I use to lose 100 pounds and maintain the life that I use right now. And I say use, the life that I am living right here, right now. All right, family. So until next time, I love you. Peace out. Yeah.